Another question that came in during yesterday's webinar was, while I was presenting the case study, was what kind of team development sessions did I do after the data was presented? So the data that I was talking about in the webinar, what sort of team sessions did I do? I would say it was all actually done in parallel. So I kept very close to the data throughout the sessions. So if you'll remember from the webinar, I did strategic directions with this group before any of them engaged in the LEA 360 or before we did the team development sessions. So we did strategic directions first. Then every member of the leadership team engaged in the LEA 360. They each also received their own individual feedback based upon the LEA 360. So they each had a 90-minute to 2-hour session discussing their data. And then we conducted 3 virtual 2-hour meetings over the course of about a week and a half. I decided that I wanted to keep these sessions pretty close together. Typically, we would do these things in person and probably do it in a day. And so, this is actually one of my first ventures into running one of these things virtually. And I would say it went relatively well, just in terms of the virtual space. I actually liked the divvying up of time and days. It allowed for a little bit more reflection, a little bit more work on my end to be able to tailor it to what was actually going on during the sessions and the subsequent sessions, which was really nice. So what I will say is before we started those 3 sessions, I sent the new LEA 360 composite report, enhanced composite report to the team with several prompting questions for them to start thinking about some of the things that I had already pulled out of the data. The first session was really geared toward me walking through the report and really talking to them about what the data was telling them. I think we ended that session with somewhat of a semblance of an idea of what they were thinking about working on, but we didn't quite come to that conclusion yet. Second session was really dedicated toward ironing out what the data was telling us and what was it that they wanted to work on, and what were the themes. And that was all, put into my presentation, and, and my, as the expert and as the person who was really, I would say, really engaged in the data, I had, some recommendations for them or some thoughts for them. I wanted them to make their own decisions, but I was certainly, I would say, pushing them in one direction or another. And then the third and final session was really geared toward, based upon these themes that you want to work on, what are the things that the group can commit to? What aspects of shared leadership can we put into play here? And what are the individual commitments that each person is making in terms of what's being talked about and the themes that the group wanted to address? So overall, it was 6 hours in total, three 2-hour sessions. We could have used more, as always, with team development, but I would say overall, we covered some good territory during that time.